Okay, you can start.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't have enough to kind of like I was able to do whatever. So I checked out all the pipelines that we have created. So I was using Michael's pipeline, and because Michael is getting the best results so far we are getting right now. Because what he was doing is he was kind of like not using all the variables. He was using the temperature variables. He was using the cooling degree days and the heating degree days instead of all the temperature columns. And he was also not using the building class as well. So technically, which features he was using? Um, so the features were these: state factor, facility type, floor area, the age, energy star rating, cooling degree days, and heating degree days. So these are the 7 features he was using, and he was getting the best result because his explained variance was 70%, which was the highest so far among all the models that we have made. And the errors were the lowest for all the models. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to implement his pipeline, and I was trying to implement the blending model, or you can say stacking model on it, because I think when I saw Michael, he was trying one model at a time. But if we combine multiple models together, that can improve the result. And I wanted to see if we can improve that result, which he got, a bit further. So excuse me. So, but for some reason, when I was making my pipeline, I'm getting an error, something like this. When I'm creating my transformed variables, when I'm applying all the transformations, wait a minute, this is the wrong one. So for some reason, my transformation is not working fine. There is some sort of an error in my code or something like that, that instead of getting several different columns, I'm getting one column and there are several coordinates inside it. And for some reason, I have been kind of like trying to work on it and get it right. And so far I have not been able to do that. Once I'm able to do that, I can update my final model. But for some reason, even though I'm using the same code from all these 11 pipelines, it is working in all these 11 pipelines, but for some reason in this pipeline it is not working. And the data that I'm getting is kind of like this. All the transform data looks like this, one column, and everything is in that column, and I don't know how to separate it. What is going wrong? What is the error? I don't know. The error is so I'm still picking and choosing and trying, and maybe the last thing I would try is I will try the imputation separately, scaling separately, and one hot encoding separately, and then get the data and then apply the model and see if we can improve the results on Michael's pipeline. So that is what I was doing. Other than that, I was not able to do much because the past week I was on the bed. I was not able to sit on the computers. I just got a day to kind of like work on it. I thought that it would be good because I have already all the codes and everything. I just need to kind of like manipulate it and put it in the model, and it's going to give me the result. But for some reason, the Excel files that I'm creating, they are a mess right now. So once I get it fixed, I will upload the model. But right now, I don't have any updated model. So what I was thinking is I was trying one thing on, I was trying to change one thing in Michael's pipeline. I was trying to do the outlier means removal as well using quantile transformer. So I tried that, and for some reason when I tried that, it gave me that error, and then I kind of like got rid of it because I thought maybe quantile transformer is doing something wrong. Then I dropped it, but that is one thing which I was thinking of changing in Michael's pipeline. because I believe that's what, when I was watching his presentation, he did not do the outlier detection, I think. So I thought maybe I can try the outlier. So quantile transformer does not do the outlier detection or outline fixing or something. What it does is it forces every single distribution, probability distribution of every column into a normal distribution. So I was just forcing it out, and along with that, I was adding some outlier detection as well using PyOD. I think Diana recommended that in the chat.
Yeah, PyOD.
So PyOD, I was trying to see if I can add that. That was my goal, but since I'm stuck here, I was not able to get to that point where I can try and figure out whether we can improve on the Michael's result or not, because so far Michael's result are the best result we are getting here.
Well, okay, one
I
second.
think that's it for me.
I guess Salman. I guess Salman, I had the same issue. I faced the same issue, and while like in the code, I just added like after transformation, I just added like the two array function, and then I guess it worked with me.
Oh, that means where exactly are you saying? Somewhere here.
So no, not here. Like when you do the transformation, like the fit and then transform.
Okay, here.
Yeah. Yep, here. And if you add the two array, like pre-processing baseline dot transform x test raw, before making it to a data frame, just make it two array. Yep. Like within. Yep. So I'll just share the screen. Like not share the screen. I'll just have this thing. So I'll just copy this and paste it here.
Okay, sounds good. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
So the reason that it's doing that is that when you one-hot encode, it's returning a sparse array. And if there's a sparse array present inside of a column transform, it returns a stacked sparse matrix, which is a single column with all of the data in it.
All the data in it. Okay. Sounds good. But the same thing was happening when we were. I mean, the same code was giving all the, for example, like if we go, let's say in this pipeline. So the same code is giving me separate columns here. For example, we are getting these 84 columns. There are sparse at the end. It is kind of like when one-hot encoding, it is generating a lot of zeros in the columns and sparsity is high. But why it did not give me that error over here, but now means this is something which was confusing me.
I don't know. I didn't, the setup that I used, I didn't use the column transformer to.
So you applied separately?
Yeah, I applied separately. I didn't.
We'll try that.
Mine's not like a refined pipeline, which is the significant difference.
Okay.
I do the one-hot encoding on the data set because it doesn't impact the one-hot encoding doesn't cause any issues with like data leakage. So I one-hot encode the data before I do anything, train test split. I mean, before I do anything to it. So it's like the first step that I do, and then after I've done that, it's just doing imputation, which I do as one single step.
Okay, sounds good. I will try that. Yeah. Thank you, Varun. I will see if maybe two array would work. So yeah. I think that's it for me. Means there's nothing.
Why don't you, since is this the only minor change is needed, Varun? Otherwise, why don't you give it a shot right now, Salman, if you feel comfortable. And Varun, you can guide us. So at least we can wrap up now.
Yeah. Before, I guess, converting it to CSV, before that, I guess, try it.
So
Yeah.
something like this. So data frame.
So this is the all, like I already transformed it.
Mhm.
So just put the like this preprocessor baseline transform. This thing put it in instead of a cat transform. So
Okay, so
I'll
my
just
transform is this preprocessor, I think.
I'll just type it out. No, sorry.
Well, if your screen's showing proper results, Varun, why don't you just show yours?
Uh,
If you feel comfortable.
Let me try. Share my screen. So which one is it? Michael one.
Yeah.
I don't think the notebook that Salman is working in has been uploaded to the GitHub repository
No.
for
No.
everyone yet. That's
Okay.
that's the file that I created. It's rough.
Mhm.
Oh. So it's not on here, is it?
It's not here. It's not here.
Okay. So with me, I can show you with mine. So so with mine, when I was doing it without this, I was getting the same thing. So if I
Okay.
just remove this one, I can show you like it was giving me the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. If I just remove this part and if I run this whole again.
Varun, are you using any extension on Visual Studio Code to render the notebook?
I'm sorry.
Are you using any extension on VS Code to kind of like run the notebook? Because when I run the notebook on VS Code, it kind of like does not give me 100% of the results.
Not actually. I'm just using. There is a. I guess the VS Code already have a Jupyter notebook in it, so you have you have the extension. I guess like it already gives you an extension of the Jupyter notebook.
Okay.
Yeah. Or it might take like 3 to 4 minutes. Because like when I was running one hot encoding like the separately other than with this whole thing.
Mhm.
So this is what I was getting like with the same result as yours.
But did anything improved from your thing once you were able to resolve this with this two array thing?
Yeah, so after applying the two array function, it separated all the columns.
It did, but in terms of results wise.
Oh no, in terms of result, it did not. But because the issue with Salman is like he is not getting a different column, like separate columns.
Okay, so your particular thing resolved that particular two array thing,
That
but in terms
particular-
of holistic results wise, Salman still needs to work on his thing to make it
Yes.
eventually, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
so what I suggest, just to save time. So okay, that's a thanks for sharing that, at least at this point. So maybe Salman, if you think you can quick fix, if you Varun, do you think you can, if he can put quickly just fix his part and just make it run right now, and we can quickly see it?
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise-
I think,
Can you-
yeah.
Can you guide him? So I think if that takes only 5 minutes, then it's worth it. But if it takes a while, then I guess maybe you can redo it later and then update us later on. I know
So
it's
Imran, I think even if it will create the matrix right, but I would have to train the model. It will
Okay. Take a
so training model would take time.
Yes, you're right. Well, in that case, and I think, yes, that can take a while. Okay,
Yeah.
then maybe then Salman can, I guess, update us.
I will just put it on the Slack, the updated results, and I will put the updated notebook on GitHub for anybody to follow on.
Hmm.
Uh,
Participants enjoy your presentation too, right? The way you explain. So that part, I think they're going to miss afterwards.
Means I think it is the same thing. I have already presented what exactly the stacking model is. So I would be applying the stacking model. Other than that, I would be tweaking a little bit in the pipeline, like outlier detection, column quantile transformer, or something like that. So these are the few things I had in my head. Other than that, I thought that since Michael has the best results, so let's use that pipeline and do some tweaking and see if we can further improve it. So the further improvements, all the models that I would be applying are I have already discussed. Yeah.
For the most part, main gist is there anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
So I'll just stop my screen or stop sharing my screen.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can go ahead, Imran.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then, if that's the case, so okay, Salman will update us hopefully by Friday. Team 4 can start now, which is Max's team. Is Max is here today? Yes, Mac is there.
Hi.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Um,
Go ahead.
all right. Can you see that?
Yes. Can you go on a presentation? Yes.
Okay. So I, Diana, and Divya made these 3 models. Diana is on vacation, so I'm going to be talking. Well, I'm not going to say very much about her work, but this is her best pipeline and her best result. I don't know exactly, aside from what I have written here: target guided, ordinal encoding, KNN, imputation. She removed outliers by eye. She removed a few extremes just by inspection. Aside from that, I don't really have anything to say about her work.
Did you see her
my
code?
work-
Did she share with you? Like at least we know what exactly she did. No idea.
Not the pre-processing pipeline, but well, yeah, not the bulk of it, not the important part. So I don't have that yet. She said she'll get it. She said she'll find it and post it, but she's camping, so maybe she doesn't have great Wi-Fi, and I think she's on a laptop anyway.
That's okay. She's on game, but I'm not sure. Did she share her on GitHub or no? She will send it.
She shared a few, but not the one with this pre-processing, with the pre-processing that she did
Okay.
to her data.
Okay, then I guess
So-
you can carry on with yours.
Sure. Okay. My random forest is my best algorithm, but I've already presented it last week, and I didn't really make any changes to it. Well, nothing successful. So I think for my last contribution, I'd like to demonstrate TPOT. TPOT is this genetic algorithm that Diana also shared with us recently. She was trying it as well. The thing is, neither of us using TPOT was able to match our best scores here. So we haven't really successfully used TPOT to improve. We can't even match our scores here. Still, I think it's really interesting, and I'd like to show you a little bit about TPOT.
Yes.
TPOT is a tree-based pipeline optimization tool. These are the parameters that you start with to run it. It's quite simple to use. You start with the number of generations and the population size. These are both default numbers. That means that you'll start with a parent generation, and then you'll have, I think, 99 offspring generations. Each generation will have 100 individuals, 100 pipelines in it. These are the defaults, and this is what they suggest you use. I suspect that Diana and I couldn't improve on our personal bests because we were searching too broadly, and probably if we had narrowed it down using some of the configuration options, we might have at least been able to match our pretty basic random forest pipelines. Moving on, verbosity here is set to maximum, and I'll show you what that means on the next slide. I'm using fourfold cross-validation. Warm start should save my last population in case I interrupt, and it should start with that population instead of starting cold from a randomly picked parent generation. Njobs shows how many cores to use. So this should give me all cores on my machine. The default scoring is MSE, so I had to build my own RMSE score. That's there. And these are maybe the two most interesting parameters: the crossover rate and the mutation rate. These are where you actually get to mess with the genetic parameters of what happens. The crossover rate is the percentage or the amount of pipelines that will breed in your parent generation to form the offspring generation. The mutation rate is the amount of pipelines that will mutate and become a new mutated pipeline in the offspring generation. The documentation for this whole thing is pretty sparse. It's not terribly helpful. And what it does say is that you should not change these two numbers, the crossover and mutations rates. You shouldn't change these unless you know what you're doing. And none of the samples in their documentation or other people, none of them change these two numbers. None of them even list them. So they're pretty obscure, maybe. Suggested you don't bother with it. Oops. But briefly, what they do tell you is that these two values should not sum to more than 1. And from what I can find out online, this means that these two numbers, the default means that 10% of your individuals will be bred and form a new generation, and 90% of the individuals will mutate to form the new generation. So that you can't have more than 1, because that would be more than 100% of your parent generation. And you can have less than 1 if you want to, but the discrepancy between 1 and the sum of these two numbers is just cloned for the offspring generation. So that's not very interesting for your evolution. There's a couple other options, but this is all the basics. So going on with
just curious, for that mutation rate and that, did you try, although they said just keep it more or less the same, but did you, out of this curiosity, did you try different numbers? Since you said both has to be cumulative, sum has to be 1, right? So,
yeah.
So did you try different?
I wasn't sure what I would change if I was going to change. What I was really wanting to find out is, how do they choose who gets to cross over and who gets to mutate? You know, you might think that
exactly.
I would want to know that my most fit pipelines were getting crossed over, or maybe that the best performing pipelines would get more children. I thought that was how evolution might work, but it seems like they're just choosing randomly, and then you get 1 offspring, or in the case of crossover, it sounds like they're breeding 2 pipelines to make 1. I'm not sure how they fill out the rest. Maybe in the case of crossover, 2 parent pipelines get 2 offspring pipelines, but it's really not clear at all from the documentation. In fact, I was looking at the code on GitHub to try and sort out what they do. No, I didn't change these, and they don't really give any indication if that works. And I wonder if that's why they recommend 100 generations, because your evolutionary process is not very clean, I think. Well, I'll show you on the next slide where I show you some of the generational change. but I never really got to the bottom of that. And I
What
never
was their
checked-
main motivation? I think Dinah suggested, right? What was their main motivation of using this at first place? If there's so much ambiguity.
I don't know. I didn't ask her why, but I thought a genetic algorithm would be really interesting.
Okay.
But beyond that, I don't have any I don't have any idea.
That's fine.
Moving on, this is the progress with a verbosity at 3. That's the highest level of verbosity. This is what you get during the running. So I have at the top here in generation 8, it's chosen one most fit pipeline. I don't remember. I think at this point I had not told it to focus on random forest. So it's just searching totally randomly. This library is built in scikit-learn, so it has access to all of scikit-learn's methods and regressors and everything else. So it's chosen random forest here, and then it gives you all the hyperparameters for it. These are just pipelines that failed here and timed out, or in this case here, it was already encountered, so they just used the previous score for that one. So this isn't very informative, but this is a little interesting. In generation 9, which I think is this generation, it's chosen 3 of the 3 pipelines as the most fit, and it's using this Pareto frontier. I'm not really clear how that works. I'm not clear why I have a Pareto frontier if I only have one measure, and this is RMSE scores. And this can run as long as you want. The default would be 100 generations, and that according to my my computer would take a week, maybe, or 2 weeks even. And it tends to improve at this pace, meaning sometimes not at all, and sometimes just hundredths, tenths of a point. Anyway, at the end, you get this. You can cut it off at any point and ask it what its best pipeline was. It'll tell you here. It can stack pipelines. It can stack models for you in a pipeline, and it'll tell you everything it chose, the models and the hyperparameters. Like I said, I haven't really made good use of it, so I'm still messing around with it. And right now I'm trying it more specific. Instead of a broad search, I'm trying to tell it to look only at random forest, thinking at least it should reproduce my success with my data set, but I haven't actually gotten there yet. That's all I have for Teapot. So if there's any questions, we can do that now. Otherwise, we can move on to Divya.
So Teapot is essentially like a genetic algorithm that is just testing a whole bunch of different. So like instead of using like a random search CV, it's a genetic algorithm that does a very similar thing where it picks a whole bunch of random models and with different parameters, and then just tests them all in the data set, and then just picks the winners, and those go on to the next generation, and then it mutates the rest. Is that kind of how it works?
That's roughly how it works. You can run it like that very broadly. You can also specify the models and the hyperparameters you want to look at. It's very configurable. Like I said, I've been doing mostly kind of open, thinking maybe it would guide me somewhere interesting, maybe to a different type of model. The models I'm running by default are all tree-based, and we don't have access. We can't use neural networks for regression yet in this library, so it's not an option to use neural networks. And you can make it more specific, and you can tell it to use only certain parameters if you want to, and it'll look within some range of parameters you set. But yeah, generally that's how it works. It'll search genetically instead of a grid search or a random search, with an amount of reproduced and an amount of mutated models. Well, I think we can move on to Divya then.
Any questions, anyone?
Cool. Divya, do you want to go?
Yeah, can I share my screen?
I think so.
I think let's rejoin it. We don't have much time. on this
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead, Divya.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, if you can just turn into present. Yes, perfect.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
So this is my pre-processing pipeline. So I have used arbitrary imputation on numerical variable, and then I used IQR method for outlier capping, and then standard scaler for scaling the numerical variables. And then for categorical variable, I used ordinal encoding. And this is the library that I use for doing all my imputation and feature engineering steps. So this is the feature engine that is suggested by Diana, and it has these are all the steps that I used in my project. But there are a lot of more functions to explore, and I have given the link over here, so you can see that as well. So I will show what I have done in my part. Like for for handling the outliers, I did not drop the outliers. I just capped it with some minimum value, some maximum value. So there are many methods to use. Here I use the IQR method. There are methods like standard deviation, or we can use some percentiles to cap the values. So basically what it does is it calculates the 75th quartile value and it adds 3 times the interquartile range with that. So that is the maximum value to cap for all the values that goes above that. And for the left tile, the same way it calculates a minimum value and it will cap it with that minimum value for whichever value that goes beyond that minimum value. So for our value, since our data is skewed towards the right, I use the IQR method and I use the tail for the right side tail only. And this is how I use Vinserizer. And then
what's the IQR value?
That is the interquartile range.
Yeah, yeah. Salman covered it already. Part like
Yeah,
value.
yeah.
I think he was saying 4.5 or something. That time he was used. So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, actually, it was suggested that 3 or 1.5 is the suggested value, but we can play around and we can do change whatever we want. I actually tried 1.5 and 3. For 3, I got a little bit better result, but it wasn't that good, that big. It was like 0.1 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And for feature engineering, I have used, as I said, I converted the temperature features into seasonal temperatures. For that also, I used the function from the feature engine library. So the math features here, in which if we give the column names and if we give the functionality, like if you want to add columns, we can give add or subtract and division and everything we can do. Here I have done average, so I have meaned it. And if we do that, we can create a new column here. If we create a new column with the average values of all these features. And I'm using the drop original is equal to true. That means it will drop all the winter features and it will just add this winter average column alone. So if we want to keep all our other features as well, we have to set it into false. So, and next one, I drop the constant features. So the constant features are the features that have the same value repeated more number of times. So in that case, it will have low variance. So I wanted to drop that. So here, a 0.7%, I set it into 70%. So if 70% of the data is same, then it will drop that that feature. And then the smart correlation method, it uses the Pearson correlation to find the correlation between two variables. And if there is any correlation between variables, it groups all those variables into separately, and then it will take only one correlated feature so that we don't have any redundant features available for the machine learning algorithm. So even for selecting from that that group of features, it will use the variance. I'm using variance here. So a highly variated data will be taken. But otherwise, there are few other methods as well. Like we can take the feature that has a less number of missing values, like that. They have more options as well. So these are the two best models that I got: random forest regressor and the SGP regressor. And I used hyperparameter tuning, and I came up with these parameters. And I wanted to show the learning curve I created. For that, I wanted to I wanted to tell a little bit about overfitting and underfitting graph. This first plot shows the overfitting. So as you can see, the model is trying to fit each and every data point in the data set. So that means it is completely overfitting. So it has high variance, and it's if a new data comes in, it won't be able to predict it correctly. But it can find every training data set correctly. It will predict all the data points in the training set correctly. So, but this is not what we want when we build our model. So the next one is the highly biased model. As you can see, it's not representing our data. It's just biased towards this side of the data, and it will not be a good model. Because even the training data, there will be a lot of error. It won't be the error will be very high for both the training and our test data, the new data that comes in. So this one is a good model. So actually, in machine learning, there will be always the trade-off between the variance and the bias. So it should be balanced so that we will get a good results. So this is the learning curve that I got for the linear regression model. As you can see, I have plotted it. X-axis is the training set size. So as I keep on increasing the training set, I'm plotting the validation curve accordingly. And for the training data, as we improve the training size, the RMSE score is increasing, and it is getting steady at some point. And the validation curve is like the new data as it comes in, it is the error is getting reduced, which is good. But the error for the training data itself is very high. It's above 50, and since it's high, it's not representing our data properly, so it is having high bias. And so in this case, we overfitting is not a problem. So we if we come up with even new data points, it won't help. Only the complex model will help. So instead of linear regression, then I did the decision tree regressor. This one, as you see, the training error is 0. That is because I did not set any hyperparameter tuning. I just put the default values in the decision tree regressor. And what it did is it actually binned everything into its own leaf. So that means it will predict all the training values exactly as it is. But for the validation error, if you see, it's very high and it's not improving or anything. So it's not learning anything. From this curve, you can see it's not learning anything from training. And random forest is better than the other one. But still, as you can see, the training error is not improving. And the validation curve is coming down a little bit, but it's not good. But as you can see in the XGBoost regressor, the curve is like it's learning pretty good. It came from it comes near like 42, I think. And yeah, this one is also decreasing, but still there is some overfitting. And also if we use some complex methods like that voting and the stacking, it might give a better performance. This is what I have done so far, and that concludes my presentation. If you have any questions.
Any questions?
I do like the graphical representations you've done of the learning rates. That was something I didn't do, and I should have. It just makes it, much more explainable. So yeah, well done. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was about to say same thing. Yeah, very, very nice job, Divya.
Okay.
Did you put your notebook on?
No, not yet. I will upload it. Just the graphs I did not upload it, but other than that, the coding part, it's there.
Okay,
I'll
good.
just do the learning curve part now.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Any questions? Anyone? your last chance. Today's our last meeting. I guess if not, then just give me a second. A few last announcements to make. One, this announcement is for, so you know, we all of us to the active participants, and very soon actually we need to send out the certificates, as well as to the active participants we'll also give data campuses access. It's a 1-year subscription, which will really help you a lot in whatever career path you want to get in terms of data scientist, machine learning, or whatnot, or data analytics. So for that, my request to task and co-leads, we still need Komal. Can you update us if they're about what's the update as far as summary is concerned, as far as links are concerned? Where are we right now as of now?
Till yesterday I saw, I don't think any of them have got chance to update. So it's not updated till
Okay,
yesterday.
thanks.
Yeah, I was meant to do that the other day and completely lost track of time. So yeah, share it again, please, Komal, and I'll get that done today.
Can you share it on this announcement today, Komal? So that will be helpful. So the thing is, Omdina will not be able to give you guys access of, we'll have to do certain formalities to give them as a final report, and all these formalities, holistic report, before they can issue us certificates, as well as give access to data chem stuff. So how about we set a deadline for all tasks and co-leads? Maybe if I would like whole task lead, maybe they can meet up with their team for 15 minutes, all compile all those links and write down summary, and just put in Komal's links and just knock it out. So how about we shoot for this Friday or Saturday? You guys pick a day, and then that will be at the time when all 4 teams just give their deliverables. Which one you guys gonna pick, Friday or Saturday?
Means any day is good for me.
Like all 4, I need to respond. So Mac, Rich, and Roy.
Friday. Let's do it
Friday?
for Friday.
Okay. The sooner you guys gonna give it, the sooner they're gonna process Omdina people, and sooner you will get your data cam. I know some of you already approaching me for data cam, but I cannot do anything until I have all the things. What about you, Roy?
What is it that what are you talking about?
So each lead co-lead, they have to collaborate with the team to just write down one summary in 4 or 5 bullet points on whatever they covered within their team. So like 4 bullet points is fine. And second is whatever useful links you guys have shared throughout on Slack. It's difficult for us to keep a track, so maybe just share those relevant links as well. So then Komal can compile and write down, give us whole comprehensive. It will really help us, because we covered a lot in this entire 2 months. So I guess it's good to have all at one place. Otherwise, it's difficult to search. So that's the whole idea. So I'm asking for the timeline. Is it Friday works as a deadline, as a lead to you, or Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday is good.
Okay, so Saturday, the August 6th is something is all leads and co-leads are responsible to maybe work with their team, organize a small meeting, 15 minutes, jot down links, and then write down summary and send it to us. The 2 deliverables are, one is summary, 4 bullet points or 5, and second is all links which you guys used throughout in your model development and deployment thing. Okay, so that's a deliverable by this Saturday. Let me write it down. And then Komal will be sending out announcement today with the link where you guys need to post your stuff. Komal will send it out today.
I did it already. Yeah.
I mean, if you can do it today, so at least they know today.
I did it
Oh,
already.
did it? Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Second thing is, I know some of you, I know all of you filled out the survey, and some of you would be wondering, why didn't I talk about it during the meeting? Actually, on the back end, I discussed with some of the stuff with the leads. The reason why we didn't do much, because most of the reviews were perfect scores, and only 1 or 2 people didn't give a perfect score, but that wasn't a bad score either. So there's a slight improvement. One of them, they're saying we should have taken the more experienced people, or it was not that of a thing that we could have done at that point. There was not much needed. So this is why we didn't need much to change our strategy. In part 1, it was a good constructive feedback. So this is why we changed our strategy that time. So that was just a reason this time. That's all. That's just an update. Third thing is, I know some of you also approached. They were liking all whole leadership and all this whole teamwork and how we worked all together. So they were hoping if we can have another project. Answer to that is, so far nothing is planned, but maybe in a few months or so, you should expect we might have another project coming up. So what is helpful that you guys know the file in which Komal asks you guys to put your LinkedIn address. It would be better if there's maybe Komal can create a column in which people can write their email address. So maybe we'll just notify you guys when we have another project coming up in a few months. So please update your email address over there as well, so we can send you an announcement if you're interested. Lastly, I know we worked collaborated for last 2 months or a month. If there is any better way you guys want to suggest, some of you want to remain connected. There was a good, we collaborated pretty well. It was good bonding, and I think it's good to remain connected on long run. If you guys have any creative way to remain connected, feel free to suggest. I think Slack will always be there, so there's one way, but if you guys have any other way, feel free to suggest, so at least we can remain connected. In fact, I encourage, because we are all heading towards ML direction, so it's good to remain better connected. So exchange each other's numbers, stay connected through LinkedIn. So just an advice. And lastly, I want to thank you all for making this a great experience. There was a lot, I think we as a group, I think we covered a lot in a short period of time, and couldn't be possible without all your guys' individual inputs. And big thanks to our all task leads and task co-leads, and big thanks to Salman and Rich. They did a lot of heavy lifting as well, and great leadership, and it was a great learning experience altogether. And Komal did a fantastic job in managing all of our aspects in terms of all this document, basically bringing everybody on same page, and she did a very nice job on that. And Billia also really helped us. I think she left, but she also did good in marketing. We have about 170 followers as of now on LinkedIn. Our YouTube channel is growing, so very excellent teamwork, and I'm very thankful to all of you. And if you guys need any sort of favor from mine, feel free to message me privately. Any way I could help, be more than happy to do so as well down the road.
Thank you to you, Imran. Also, Imran,
sorry.
Thank you to you too for leading it so well, giving us liberty to do our job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Imran. We are all in the data field, but the passion is to move towards ML, right? So I think this is a very good start. Thank you so much for this. And I really look forward to others. I could not contribute much in here, but I look forward to contributing more when we go with next projects. I'm really looking forward to moving to ML. Thank you so much.
Nice. No, you guys are very welcome. And again, in the end of the day, it's never been a one-person thing. It's always a team thing. Personally, actually, one thing as a one takeaway out of many I can share with you guys, which should help you guys. Eventually, I wish you guys will, I'm sure you guys will be leading as well down the road if you guys have any plan to do so. One thing, just keep in mind, whenever you start anything, if you keep one thing I learned from this experience, always, I read it somewhere on LinkedIn, like a great leader is the one who creates new leaders. So if you show confidence in your team members and inspire them, and if you help them with a genuine empathy, like you want to get the best version out of them, in the end of the day, you will be surprised that people have many big talents. When they will come out, you all will win together. So idea is to be more transparent and help keep a good intention with people, and it will just benefit everyone. That's what I learned.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Very true.
Imran, before going, I was just suggesting, can we take a quick a group picture? Maybe you can put it on the LinkedIn as a closure. If everybody is comfortable.
That's a great idea. Well, yeah, at least we'll get to see each other this way.
Yes.
Sure, why not?
So if
I don't even have a webcam. I'm in the office, so my webcam, it doesn't have a webcam. All the time not to have a webcam. I choose today.
We have to Photoshop. Why don't you come on the phone, Rich?
Whoever can open, I guess.
I'll just draw a picture. A little stick man will do with me.
How do
join from mobile?
Yeah, do something, Rich. We're gonna miss you otherwise.
I can't even do that because it's UK government. I can't use my phone inside the building because it's all private. That's the problem.
Okay, maybe we can crop Komal later on and just put his pictures later.
Yeah, just delete me. Just delete me out. It's fine.
No, we want you for sure.
I don't know. Is it a shift print or it's something else?
I don't know.
if
I'm
there's a way
asking.
to-
I'm not sure. What is it? Does anybody know?
I know the shift print. That's it.
I'll
Shift
take a
print?
Print
snip.
screen. Shift print screen.
Okay, I'll try that. Well, there are other participants. Sunita, Saidi, Hatu.
Or you can also use a snipping tool to just.
Yes. Let me try that. What about the other three guys? Mike, we want to see you, man. You
Michael,
contributed a lot, and I always wonder how you look. So I'm
Uh,
not letting you go this time for sure.
I'll connect with you on LinkedIn, and I have a delightful photo there. But the computer that I'm on does not have a webcam, and my
Oh,
laptop
boy.
is
Should we organize another meeting for that?
AFK.
Yeah, we might have to.
Oh,
Yeah, I
boy.
think
Oh.
some other time we can turn on our cameras. Currently, mine doesn't have access to camera as well.
Okay, guys, whoever then is available. What about you, Sadie? Otherwise, I'm about to take a picture. And Josh, if you guys are comfortable, otherwise. Okay, then I guess give a smile, guys. I've opened my snipping tool. Wait, sorry.
I've just smiled as well, and I'm not even on camera. Unbelievable.
Well, can I? Wait, how can I share it with you guys on Slack? Will it let me?
I think you can just copy it from the snipping tool and paste it in just with the Control and V.
Check on the meetings. I just posted if you guys liked it. So this is the one. I'm taking one last one and then we are good, I guess. Right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, smile, everyone. Okay, I'm posting on meetings. Good call, by the way, Komal. Okay. Sweet.
And for anyone, I figured out what exactly error I was getting. There's a sparse underscore matrix parameter inside column transformer. If we set it to 0, then it does not give us that sparse matrix that I was getting.
Sweet. Good to know. Well, we are really interested to see your results, so please keep us updated on that.
Definitely.
And okay, thanks for letting us know. Well, nothing on my agenda apart from that. So anything else somebody want to say or anything? Otherwise, we are wrapping up now.
No, just one thing, just wanted to remind that please connect each other via LinkedIn and endorse each other. It will help all of us.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I've already written a few people,
one more thing I'm sorry, Rich, please go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go. No, I was going to say I've already started writing recommendations for everyone as well. I haven't got through everyone, but I will.
Thank you, Rich, for doing that for me. Thank you so much. I've got my recommendation from you already. I'm heading out to others also. I'm going to ask requests. I think this is a very good way, recommending each other.
Same thing if you guys need, especially active members, so feel free to reach out to me. And same thing like you guys, I'm also a participant, although my lower is leadership, but I also, so if you feel free to write for me as well, if I deserve. So yeah.
Sure.
And one more thing I have observed these days, people that have some knowledge, they're trying to showcase themselves on LinkedIn. Like sometimes Salman writes, I think as we proceed with our knowledge, if we can, as a part of Omdena also, or otherwise, I think that we good. As a part of Omdena, if we can share posts on LinkedIn, that gives a very good visibility, because there are some people out there, ML engineers and data scientists and AI enthusiasts, who are always looking out to encourage the people who are trying to get into the field. So if they like or they comment, or you can send a request to them, whatever, that ways the network grows, and I think we will move towards the ML field. Well, this is one observation that I have made in the past.
Good point.
Past months on LinkedIn.
Absolutely. Means I can tell you that on LinkedIn, I started posting. Means I don't have enough posts, but I posted 3 videos, and one of the video kind of like went viral. And because of that, I'm getting a lot of attraction. A lot of recruiters are coming on my profile, taking a look at my profile. So yes, I'm doing it, but it also gets to the person who needs to see if at least I'm bringing people on my profile. So that is a good point Sunita raised, that if you start putting out it, no matter what, if you wrote a code or anything like that, just put it out there. Or if you want to talk about a particular topic, just put it out there. You want people to come to your profile because right now we don't have enough, means I don't have enough. So that people can come on my profile and look on their own. But those posts are kind of like bringing them onto my profile. So,
Thanks for sharing, guys.
Right,
Definitely work
yeah.
on it. Go ahead, Sunita.
Another thing is, like I wrote one post on exploratory data analysis in the beginning. I don't know how many of you have seen that. I just wrote one post, and because of that, the position that I've got is from there. A recruiter reached out from that post to me. So if one post can make this difference, like I was not getting job for a very long time, but one post made this difference. Another thing we could do is we can just reach out to each other and tell each other, see, I'm going to post this. If you need more comments, because views are not enough. A good post is not enough. What is important is someone asks you an important question on what you have written, like what Salman has put. I try to ask a question, how do you do this thing, right? A few questions here and there. That will there'll be some discussion there, and the amount of strength of the discussion, the more weightage is given to the discussion. We know machine learning, we know deep learning, right? So the weightage goes to the discussion. If the discussion is strong enough, then more people are attracted. That is another very good point. So you can probably message each other personally and say, see, I have written this post, this is the link where it is, please go read and try to ask some question so that I can answer it there for you. And so we are making it more publicized than just talking to ourselves in a group. That way also we can get very good jobs. This is my personal experience with the current job that I have got.
Yep, that's absolutely right. The post I was talking about, it's kind of like it has been seen around 300,000 times. Means
damn, wow,
that's amazing.
So that post kind
Which one was it?
It was how to avoid overfitting. It was that post, means I talked about 8 different ways how to avoid overfitting, and it has about 300,000 views right now. So it went viral. Means about 1,800 people from that post came to my profile, checked out my profile. My connection kind of like increased 500 connections in just 3 days. So it's kind of like it can go viral like that very easily. If you see the level of discussion that is happening on that particular post, the Sunita, what she was talking about, yes, it matters, because, for example, like Sunita asked me several questions, and if you go there, you will see her comments are up there because she has asked multiple questions and I have responded to her. People have liked her question. So when particular comment inside that particular post gets recommended by several different people, it's displayed at the top. So if anybody is looking at it, that post, they will see that post at the top. So that these are the things which matter as well. So in a post, means once you keep on posting, one post goes viral, and then you have a lot of visibility. So people will start approaching you in different ways for different advices, or maybe suggestions, or different recruiters start coming to your profile. So that's a good point. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Sunita and Salman. Definitely.
Yeah, it's
Very
not just
good points,
about the
for sure.
post, it's also about how you're thinking. People analyze a lot of things from those. Like maybe it's like those tweets that we do in NLP. Probably someone might be doing this also. They might be having some system that is tracking these. Who knows? We do not know, right? Because in the field of AI, people might have different ways of recruiting. Because one thing, I have recently talked to an AWS guy who is my friend here. He was with Spectrum, but he moved to AWS, and he was telling me that when he was trying to interview someone, he found that it is fake, because people who are attempting the interview, who want the job and who are answering, are all different. There are many ways to do that also these days. So if you show up your genuinity on LinkedIn, it really helps. And they already know that these steps. Do you know this? Do you know this? They don't have to ask you. And like my recent interview, like that person who, the recruiter who came to me said, I saw this post on LinkedIn. what do you know about Power BI? What do you know about Tableau or SQL? Then I had all of them ready, and I just said, instead of telling about them, can I show my screen? I shared my screen, and then he was so convinced. He said, we thought we should have another 2-3 rounds, but you have cut down them to one round. So that's a good
How long
thing,
was
right?
it?
Oh, what did you show them on the screen?
What?
What did
What
you?
show them on the screen?
I can't. What's that? There's
So
some
you said
problem.
you showed them something on the screen, right? What did you show them on the screen?
Yeah, they were wanting to know if I know Tableau, Power BI, and all those BI tools, how to do the.
So you already had done the project which you were showing?
right?
I
Yeah,
showed my
this
project.
yeah,
Yes.
visualization dashboard she might have shown.
Dashboards. Yeah, dashboards. Instead of showing even a PowerPoint, the dashboard is more interactive, right? And they ask me questions. Okay, suppose I want. Okay, you have shown this. Suppose I want to see this. How will you do? Then you drag, drop, and show them. How do you do modeling if you don't want to connect these two tables? How do you do? Just show them.
Nice.
So initially, it all came from LinkedIn. That's what I wanted to.
So what do you post? Any kind of ML stuff which you are know very well, just go and a video thing, something? Is this what you guys are proposing? Or maybe
Not a video link. You do not share something that you have got
Salman,
from
we cannot hear you.
Video is not necessary. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Video is not necessary. Just write it up. You see, Rich does some kind of a post in which he shares the code. So there are different tools which kind of like just create that image for you, so you can just use it. If you want to create a video, you don't need to create. Means I just tried videos for because I wanted to use different format. So I thought that means I'm not good at writing the post. Instead of recording it, it's better for me because I usually think spontaneously. So writing post kind of like takes more time for me, but speaking it out, it's pretty straightforward. So that's why I choose that. So
do you use any particular software? Because sometimes I notice in your video there's some text also comes.
So those are different tools. Means I can share. I used VEED.io, Veed.io, and Canva.com. So these are the tools I use for making those videos. And those videos kind of like automatically generate that write up on the screen. So you can just do that. It's a free tool. What I have to do is I do everything on Veed.io, and once I'm done, they give a watermark at the top. Then I take that image to Canva and just delete that watermark. So that's what I do. So
I try to make one as well, and it's not as good as Salman's, but it's very, very easy.
Yes.
Very
InShot
easy.
is also another great video editing.
Which one?
InShot.
InShot.
Can you guys share on the Slack also? It will be easy to
Yeah,
track.
please. There's a deliberate
Yeah,
we are asking for.
Okay.
You can.
Yeah.
Also,
I'll
one
share,
more. Yeah, sorry, Rich.
I
Go
was
ahead.
going to say, me and Salman, just a little plug as well. Me and Salman are doing a project together for a YouTube channel called Autodidact Scientists, and it's basically we create content videos explaining all the different algorithms for machine learning. We're going to talk about data pre-processing, feature engineering. We're also going to do sort of question and answers of what you would get asked in a data science or machine learning interview and things like that. So I'll post the link to it in Slack, and we'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe to us, because
so that would be a
it
good
is quite
idea,
fun.
everyone. Now I think now they will have more time, so they will be posting more videos, at least all as a whatever we are going in the same field, so it will be good for us to remain connected at the same time, get some good knowledge as well.
Yeah.
Can you put on the announcement, though not on the meetings, Rich?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, the announcements. But yeah, we're going to do other things as well, where we'll have a load of data science questions and answers, and we're even thinking about interviewing people. If you have watched all the videos, if you have worked with us on projects, you can come and have a mock interview where it's a safe space for you to try out various techniques under interview conditions. It's probably better not passing with us rather than not passing it in real life, so it's good practice. That's what we're eventually wanting to offer as well.
Oh, mock interview. Okay, that's interesting. I never.
If anybody is doing Azure boot camps or Azure meetups or anything where people are talking about deploying things on the cloud, let me know. I can contribute.
Definitely.
You can
Definitely.
okay. Yeah, I'm actually interested if you know something like that. I'm sure many would be interested for that Azure thing. But yes, definitely.
One thing for the related to posting content on the LinkedIn, I think I just observed recently Rich posted something that he has done before. So it is also a nice idea. You don't have to wait to create something now to post it. You can also post some of your old work. That way to get attention and also to pass on knowledge to others. So it's a very nice way of showing Rich that this is the project that I have done. You can start working on it, and this way people can go to his GitHub and see the kind of work he has done and the kind of experience also he has, and at the same time helping others. It's a nice idea too.
Yeah, it's an open. Yeah, I like that approach, definitely. And I like that he directly gives the links. When anybody's curious, they can dig deep, even the recruiter as well. So that was clever. I like it for sure. So here's the thing, based on whatever we discussed here, and like Sunita also suggested, I'm assuming some of us will try to post on LinkedIn as well. And maybe if Sunita suggests, maybe you should message at least whoever of us, and 20 people almost here are in the group. What's the effective way? I'm afraid if we put on Slack, not everybody will read it. Even I know I'll get busy afterwards as well. What's the effective way? So then at least there's a one place where we are, and then we can just put, and then everybody get
we can make a group on LinkedIn. We can make a group on LinkedIn, and we can just post.
Can we?
Yes. So
that'll be helpful.
So we can just have to every single day. If I have a post, I will just go there and I will say that this is the post I'm posting today. Would really help if you can engage or something. So you just.
They would. I was just thinking of another good idea. Another good idea. Like we can make a group and we can just make a roster. Like each one gets a rotation. That ways we are also pushing each other to do. Like if it is very voluntary, maybe we will not do. If it is little pushing, okay, I have which day are you going to take? If you're not comfortable now, okay, take another slot or take another rotation and just put your name. So we all know that we have to look at your post today. That's also one good way, maybe, like we do in labs.
Or the straightforward ways, just come up with a hashtag and just put that hashtag in your post. And every day you can just search that hashtag, and anybody who has posted on that hashtag, the post will appear in front of them.
So which hashtag? I'm not sure.
We can just create a new hashtag.
Hashtag. Can we? Okay, I don't know this particular thing. Okay.
You can just start with the hashtag Omdena Philadelphia or something.
Okay.
That hashtag would be unique to us, which means if anybody is putting that hashtag, you just click on that hashtag. It will show all the posts in which that hashtag has been used, which means if any of us has used that hashtag, our post will appear in front of our screen. Yeah.
So I'm not sure how to create that hashtag thing.
No, you just write that down in your post. Whatever you post, you at the end, you see when you would go and check out my post, I put several different hashtags like the hashtag data science, hashtag machine learning, or something like that. Same thing like that. You just create hashtag Omdena Philadelphia, let's say. So
and all of you will get notified. All of us will be notified.
Nobody will be notified. Everybody has to search for that hashtag in order to get all the posts for that hashtag in there.
Well, again, all of us will eventually get more busy in our own life, so probably won't have time to search for that. So
you can follow it, right? You can follow it, right, Salman?
Yeah, you can follow it.
If you follow it, then you get those posts in your LinkedIn.
Yeah, you can follow the hashtag. I mean, if you follow, then we'll get all the updates.
So I guess
like I also follow so many hashtags like data science, machine learning. So every time someone uses that hashtag in the post, I get it on my feed.
So I guess I'm assuming whoever is here right now, they are already following Omdena channel. So I guess if in future any one of us post that, automatically we will be getting notified anyways, right?
Yes.
Okay, then that's a one way as well.
Philadelphia chapter.
Okay. Okay, so I guess no WhatsApp. I guess there are so many groups. Okay, then I guess either post on Slack or maybe I guess that channel thing, or maybe that YouTube thing or the LinkedIn thing. I think that can be a good one actually, just as a message thing as well. Okay, we'll see how that can be created. We'll see.
Sounds good.
Okay, guys, any other thing? Otherwise, let's wrap up. I think we are good. Well, thanks everyone, and have a very good day and stay connected. Okay.
Yeah. Have a good one, everyone.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.